Hi there, welcome to my channel. I'm Tina from TinaHeals.com, and this video will deal with the 4 fear cards of the Tarot deck. I think we all know which they are. So this is Death, number 13, Cernunnos, which is the Devil. Okay, it is 15, and we've got 16, the Tower, and we've got 18, the Moon. So these are the most feared cards of the Tarot deck. So can we take a moment and look at that? Look at them all. Death, it is a sign, deals with the sign of Scorpio, and it is deep and profound, like number 13. It is surcharged with the goddess energy, because if you really ask me, Scorpio is the time when we have Kali Puja in India. So this is a goddess powered time, okay, and Scorpio's feminine. So this is the death, Scorpio's deep night energy. This is Capricorn, which is Cernunnos, so the devil, which speaks of enslavement, okay, and us not being aware. So it's a very feared card. Of course, the Tower, we all know the Tower. It's almost like a Uranian thunderbolt, a lightning that comes and destroys the Tower. The Tower is all the ego constructs we've created. Sudden, abrupt change comes with this card. And then we've got the Moon. The Moon is all things feminine. I've spoken about the Ida and the Pingala Nadi. Pingala Nadi is the Surya Nadi or the Solar Nadi, and Ida is the feminine Nadi. And since we exist in a patriarchal system, the feminine has oftentimes been denigrated, abused and insulted. So it is not really that surprising to me that the Moon card is associated with all things evil. Not all things evil, but things that are hidden, that are secretive, that are manipulative. Okay, this is the card of Cancer and Pisces also. Cancer and Pisces, very, very much so. So these are the 4 most diabolical cards of the Tarot deck. And I've heard people tell me that, oh, I don't want to get a tarot reading because if my tarot reader picks the death card, then I'm going to die. Or if my tarot reader picks the devil card, then I'm going to be accosted or snatched by the devil. The Tower, of course, death. A lot of people also consider this as a complete destructive situation, and this is about all things, all the negative shadow projection on the feminine. So the death card is never about death. This is something I want to clarify with everyone who is thinking of getting a tarot reading, who will get a tarot reading, who's gotten a tarot reading but is not really clear about it because their reader probably didn't make it clear. I don't know anybody in the online YouTube community that really ever says that the death card has to do with death. It's never physical death. Every tarot card reader that I have seen always tells you this is symbolic. See, with the tarot is all the images are everything man could think of, known and unknown. All the paradigms that exist here and now and beyond. All these images are concretized and fashioned in a way for us to understand archetypal energy. So it is one of the most productive ways to access the unconscious, especially if you have Mercury in the 12th house like I do, or if you have Mercury in Pisces, or Scorpio, or Cancer. Okay, and then you want to learn through symbology. Symbology speaks to you, the symbols speak to you. Okay, because nothing has fixed meaning. Okay, many French post-existentialist philosophers have looked into this, that there is really no meaning, like Jacques Derrida. Everything's a signifier. So the tarot cards, all these cards, they're signifiers into something that is brewing in your unconscious. And everything you experience in the world is actually a projection from your mind. You've heard of the brain in a vat. You've heard of ideas that we all live in a simulation. It's because we do not know anything about consciousness and how it operates. We see less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, we humans. We hear less than 1% of the acoustic spectrum. So it's not like we have access to all dimensions and all understanding. But there is an ESP within us that's working. People who hone it try to understand life not in black and white, but in all shades of all colors. Okay, so not even all shades of gray, all shades of all colors. So the death card, my friend, is never about death. So if you're not getting a tarot reading because the death card might pop up and you can die, then you seriously need to watch more YouTube videos on tarot. Now, let's get to Cernunnos, or the devil. And the devil is Lucifer, or the light bringer. This is Pan, actually. Okay, so there is tremendous potential with this card, because Capricorn is full of potential. But there is a very sexual element to Capricorn, and there is a sense of being too immersed in the Saturnian structures. Okay, every energy can be good or bad. So can Saturn. So if you're harnessing the more negative sides of Saturn, you can get addicted. But if you understand the true meaning of Saturn, who's our greatest ally, then you're ready to break out of all enslavement. So if the devil card ever appears for you in a reading, it does not mean that the devil will find you, or that, the devil has spotted you, or you've been marked by the devil. Nothing like that. This speaks of our bondage, where we want, maybe not consciously, but where we remain enslaved. What is enslaving us? Our habits, our emotions, our relationships. Okay, so this is a time to access all of that. Now we know about the tower, the moment when everything comes crashing down. In fear of life, you don't know what could happen. What if you fall down? What if you're struck directly by the lightning? What if you're set on fire? The tower does not mean that you're going to have a fire in your house, or that you're going to fall down like the towering inferno kind of scene. No. It means that something in front of you in your reality is going to come crumbling down, and maybe you're not aware of it because you don't want to consciously acknowledge it. If this is the case, then if you try to understand what it is that you're avoiding, what it is that you have not addressed, then this moment will not hit you as hard. You will survive. With the Tower card, there is definitely change. And this change is not a pleasant, slow, understandable change. Often it's erratic. It's a wild card. So embrace the change that the Tower card will bring in your life. Embrace it. Now, the moon. As I said, all things menstrual, all things feminine, they've been denigrated. They've been disrespected. The menstrual blood has been, vilified. And, women have been stopped from entering religious places when they're menstruating. It's because we are very psychic at that point. It's because of menstruation that the cycle of life and death can continue in this 3D world. So there is nothing wrong with the moon card. It means a connection to your womb, the womb of your ancestors, dreams, imagination, psychic visions, connection, emoting, feeling, touching. But there are two sides. There's a wolf and a dog. The dog is the more domesticated side. The wolf is the instinct, the more wild, unfettered part within us that wants to see life in a more raw and primal way. But the dog is more domesticated, more grounded to the 3D world and how to survive. So this is a connection to your menstrual cycles, to the lunar cycles, to Cancer, wherever it falls in your chart, Pisces. And you can piece together the story. There's a path that's going. And there is a path, there's the dog and the wolf howling within you. You know, are you going to listen to your instinct, or are you going to stay with what is safe? Because, you know, both have their merits, but what are you here to do in this incarnation? So I'll show them to you again. Do not be afraid of these cards, because all they mean is transformation and change. And if there is anything that is permanent in this reality, it is change. We can only ever rely on change. So I hope you liked that video. Leave me a comment. Visit my website www.tinahills.com to let me know what you think, or book a session or a reading or a body work or Reiki or anything. Check out what I do, ancestral healing and very many other things. And yeah, subscribe. Thanks.